We are human. Come Friday, the former First Baptist Church will have a grand opening, and that's a catalyst that we think will go along with downtown revitalization. And if you have not been there, if you have not visited the doors and opened the doors and walked in that facility in the last 2 weeks, I think that you would be pleasantly surprised is what you will see if you come to the opening this Friday. Naysayers will continue to be naysayers, but if they go in there and they're not surprised with what they see and what has been done, then they are blinder than most people. And I think if Ray Charles was alive, he could go down there and he could see what's in there. That's what I believe. That's how strongly I believe it. You need to go and be positive and look at some of the things that this city is doing before you put your stamp of disapproval on it. Yes, I'm willing to say it. You can criticize. I'll take your criticism. I'll take whatever you throw at me. In the paper this week, go back and look. Business. And these are some of the things that in my announcement that I was going to have this so-called meeting. Education. All of these things were included in the Killeen Daily Herald. Hospitals, health. Folks, forgive me. If you don't forgive me, that's okay. One thing I did not see a part where it says religion. And it's it. We talked about police, bar, downtown, hospitals, playgrounds. All of these things we spoke of. I'm here tonight to tell you that the state of the city, no matter where you are, if you don't include some religion, forget politics, then you're missing something in your city, because all of you go to church, do all of those things that you're supposed to do at church, but where did we give those churches credit for building and continuing to grow? Membership, church membership, new buildings. Isn't that part of this city? Making this part of our lives? Is that not quality of life? If you can name anything that we have done in this city, except one, that's not quality of life, I don't know what that would be. Nowhere have we mentioned the organizations in this city. Okay? Cultura Hispana, Crossroads to Quilt Guild, Cultural Filipina Arts Incorporated, Educate Incorporated, Four Winds Intertribal Society, Killeen Civic and Art Guild, Killeen Lulac Council, Cinco de Mayo Latino Arts Festival, Hispanic Heritage Festival, Killeen Sister Cities, the 17th Annual Art Festival, Killeen Volunteers Incorporated, Las Acas de Puerto Rico in Texas, Bamboo Rose Culture, Texas Heritage Committee. All of these organizations here represent our designation as a city of respect. We were designated the city of respect in 2008. And the city of respect said that in this city, we respect all cultures, all cultures. And I will stand here and I will tell you, you don't have to do it, but I do it. I do it because I want all citizens in this city to understand that we are a city of respect. So I do attend these functions when these cultural activities are coming. Every year, I go to the festival at the Catholic Church. Why? Because all organizations there are bringing their culture there. The Filipinos bring their culture to our city from the Philippines. Koreans bring it. Puerto Rico bring it. What that means is that we are a diverse city. And I'm proud to be a part of that diverse city. Now, some of the things that we need to understand. For an example, we have citizens that talks about economic development. We have citizens that speak of bringing factories and businesses here that pay high prices, wages. You know what? Business is not coming here. No major business will come where there are not enough facilities for the families that they're bringing here and the people that they're going to hire. Because that's one of the responsibilities of a corporation, is to make sure that their employees are happy. Now, we talked about bringing things here. I've heard negative comments about the museum. Why are we building a museum? Why are we supporting the museum? Well, I can say that the museum that we're talking about will be an integral component of the entire Central Texas community. A large, technologically advanced, state-of-the-art museum will certainly generate a great deal of interest and draw many visitors to our area. We want the museum to be a vital part of the economic development for our community, which means it will help draw visitors here to stay in our hotels, and bring economy here. The master planners estimate first year visitor attendance will be approximately 265,000 visitors. Many of those visitors will eat in our restaurants and stay in our hotel rooms, and by doing so, they will contribute to our tax revenue. This museum will also be important to education. For the 110 schools in our ISD surrounding communities in Fort Hood, we will continue to work hard to integrate our exhibits and programs into the curriculum of these many schools. We already have formed a curriculum working group under the leadership of Dr. Muller with KISD. For the colleges and universities across the state of Texas and the United States, we will continue to work with colleges and universities, both as partners now and in the future. We will be supporting Central Texas College, Texas A&M Central Texas, University of Mary Hardin Baylor, University of North Texas, Baylor University, and many others. This museum will be both interactive and technologically advanced, and will both educate and entertain its visitors with that and capture their imagination and their attention. Table touch smartphone applications, virtual descent simulators, and interactive displays will make our visitors want to visit this museum. This museum will be family and children friendly. It will give families with kids of all ages a place to come visit and share time together and a safe learning environment. We'll be incorporating a children discovery area for our youngest visitors. This museum will address a concern that has been expressed many times by the citizens of Killeen in this region. This is a creation of a museum that celebrates what makes us unique. It will be the largest military museum west of the Mississippi. The largest of any of the military museums west of the Mississippi. The good thing about it is, once this built, the Army will provide the exhibits and operating costs. What else could we want for helping this city to become what it is? We want industry. Then you need to help us to make 201 that runs from 190 around by the airport and continue to the south to become Interstate 201. Because that's what you need in order to get industry here. You need something, a transportation infrastructure, so that the manufacturers can get their raw materials in and their finished products out. We have missed many opportunities because we do not meet those requirements that's placed on us, on this city. We do not have as many freight trains come through Killeen. We do not have a dock. We could have one because we have the ideal spot for it. If we could agree to spend $300,000 only, now that's a lot of money to me, but the return on what you will get in your industrial park and being able to attract manufacturers and businesses here will certainly improve your chances. We have spoke of a second runway. Again, whatever we speak of, it appears that someone want to be negative about it. It won't hurt me because I don't fly. Those of you that want to catch a plane, if something were to happen to your runway, if a plane, I guess I'm told by the boss out there, that if a plane would have a flat and block our runway, no other planes can land until they move that plane, because you don't have a second runway. Now, if you want commercial to come in, that's another thing that would bring business here, the economy here, then this second runway would help you. Help this city to grow and get the kind of jobs that you're looking for, that you want. Now, I'm going to wrap this up, but I want to say another couple of things before I wrap it up. Please listen to what I'm about to say and read here. In this community, we get important things done by working together as individuals and as groups. The city of Killeen is a business to provide municipal services. We know how to provide police, fire protection, and utility services. We don't do economic development well because that is not our business. It's not our business. It is important that the city of Killeen have effective partnerships for us to reach our full potential. Many of these partners are in the business community. The creation of Texas A&M University Central Texas, for an example, is the result of partnership with many members. The city of Killeen has been part of that partnership. But the private sector, people like Jack Hemingway, the formerly of Cloud Real Estate, Bill and Mary Cleaver of Patriot Pontiac, Pete Taylor, who was a banker at that time, drove the process and did most of the work. It is the private sector who is working with the university today to create economic development opportunities at that university. We had full support from our state representative and our federal representatives, congressmen and senators, to help get this done. The Clean Business Park is another example. It was built by individual business people acting together as the Clean Industrial Foundation. They worked with the city of Killeen, but they financed and designed the project. Our business park and the business in it would not exist if it was not for that private sector. Would not exist if we didn't have that relationship with the private sector. Well, I guess I could make it more simple. If we didn't have their money, that they invest. And when you invest, you ought to expect a return on your investment. All those business people come to us through the Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce, an organization that have over 1,000 business members. Those business people understand the process, they talk the language, and they know how to get a project done. Equally important, they understand those with capital to invest because they are the business people. That is why when City Fathers created the Economic Development Corporation, they did it in such a way that a number of members would represent the business community. Our City Fathers, believe it or not, got it right. And citizens and the city of Killeen has benefited from KEDC and will continue to benefit. Can you imagine what would happen if you had to go through no reflection? I'm on my 12th year on the council, but can you imagine what would happen if you try to bring a business here and you try to get 7 council members to agree to help you do that? Can you imagine what kind of problems you could end up in if you hire someone from the city and they go out and try to become developers and make mistakes that the city wouldn't be responsible for? You can say whatever you want to, check it out, go to attorneys and ask them what would happen if that be the case. These are the things, this is where we are. This is why I asked, and I was asked, to come and speak. And I elected to tell you the truth. Now I must ask you to do something else, to consider something else. And I know that I'm probably going to open up something that I shouldn't open up, but I don't have a choice. And I'm going to open it up and I'm going to shut up. This council, and I'm a part of it, last March, went through a terrible time on decisions that we made. There was an organization put together that recalled that council that made that decision. I am the last person on that council that went through that. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was not recalled. Citizens, my time will be up and I will be gone. Well, I repeat, I will be gone after the May the 12th election, and you will be finished with me also. Now, since that is over and done, and you are going to have a new council, I must stand before you tonight, and I would ask you, all the citizens that continue to want to dwell on this, if you do not have forgiveness in your heart, you may as well, because it is over. It's over. It's done. There is no return. I'm asking you to forget about us, me and those council members that were there, and get behind your newly elected council members and mayor, whoever they are, and give them the support that they deserve, and quit muddying the water with something that's gone and passed. I can't understand. You don't have forgiveness in your heart, but you go to church all the time and sit up and talk about all this. If you don't have forgiveness in your heart, do whatever is necessary and play like you do. We have been penalized. I have no animosity against that young man that felt that he needed to do what he did. All I can say is he did an awful good job, because it didn't take very long for the action to take place. But there are some of you that continue want to keep pulling it in and talk about it, and it's not doing you any good. You're not going to get us back, and you're not going to get your money back. I'm just telling you like it is. You're not going to get it back. It's over. It's time to forget. And I'm asking you to do just that. Do what the young man that put this thing together. Ever had it happen, and it happened quick. So therefore, here's what you're doing, and you're wrong for doing it. You're wrong for doing it. Believe me, you have a staff of 1,100 plus employees that's sitting there wondering each and every day what is going to happen to them. But yet you are sitting here comfortable that the services that they provide are going to continue. But in your mind, in your heart, you cannot understand what they're wondering. If they will have a job, who's going to be their boss? Because citizens, you are going to have a new council and possibly a new city manager. It could happen. If I got to endorse somebody, I would. It might hurt them more than help them. But I could tell you what you ought to do. If you got a bird in your hand, don't turn to loose the one in that bush. That's all I'll say. That didn't mean anything. You know, last month, I was slandered. Me, the mayor of this city, was slandered. I spoke with several attorneys to tell me what I could do. I spoke with several ministers to tell me what I ought to think about. The gentleman that slandered me, he has it made. Because in my heart, I will not pursue him any further. All I ask you all to do not campaign on my weaknesses, campaign on your strengths. Because the future of this city rests in your hand. Again, I thank you for coming out. I appreciate your coming out here. And again, I ask you, before I sit down, to please search your heart and do the right thing for your city, and go out and interview and talk to your candidates, and be sure as much as you can to get what you need to run your city. I have faith beyond most of you. I tell people that my faith is much stronger than most of you can imagine. I'm going to say something my wife is going to get angry about, but that's all right. How many of you in this room that's over 77-year-old that do not take any medication? I have faith in God is good to me. I do not even take aspirin. And my wife gets angry with me for not doing that. But my faith is what carried me through. Thank you all. Thank you very much. If there were any questions that you wanted to ask me, I will take them now that this address is over.